Good day, everyone.
I was born and raised in Detroit. Growing up there, I saw people like me running things.
This is a courtroom, not a circus, so we're gonna calm down.
I'm sorry.
What I found there was a passion that I didn't know existed.
This is the bottom line.
I'm excited to free fall into the limitless possibilities with we the people. So many are fearful of the law. They think it's something that works against them.
I think you need to begin to accept responsibility for your mistakes.
We are the people.
Hillary Henderson claims she was unlawfully evicted from her son's home and says her daughter-in-law owes for her hotel costs.
All rise.
Amber Henderson says her mother-in-law was controlling and had to go.
Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lauren Lake presiding.
You may be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello, thank you, Sean. Good day, everyone.
Good day.
This is the case of Henderson versus Henderson. Ms. Henderson, you are suing Ms. Henderson for $2,100 because of an unlawful eviction. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Henderson, defendant, you say that the plaintiff didn't pay rent and overstayed her welcome.
Correct.
All right, let's start with you, Ms. Henderson. So Henderson and Henderson, you all related?
Yes, Your Honor. Amber is my daughter-in-law. She married my son, Derek, 5 years ago. And Derek is my only son. He's a wonderful boy. I did everything to give it everything that he wants. So I kind of like spoil it a little bit, but I love spoil my son. He's my only son. I would do anything for him.
All right. Well, I'm a mother to a son. I'm a boy mom, too. So I do understand that love for our sons. So, Ms. Henderson, did you ever stand a chance with Ms. Henderson? Because that's what everybody worries about with me. They're like, Lord, how is CJ ever going to get a wife? I'm like, I'm going to be nice. Did you have a good relationship with your mother-in-law?
Out of respect, she's a bit controlling, so
Okay.
I kind of keep my distance.
How did we get here to where we're suing our daughter-in-law for $2,100?
Yes, Your Honor. About 9 months ago, I moved to Derek and Amber's house. I moved to the house because my husband...
This is where the emotional weight really hits. She didn't just move in for convenience. She moved in after losing her husband. That kind of loss changes everything. And from her perspective, moving into her son's home wasn't just about housing. It was about rebuilding a sense of family. But here's the tension. Emotional expectations don't automatically translate into legal rights. Just because someone feels entitled to comfort or inclusion doesn't mean they have authority over the space. Let me ask you this. If you were in her position, grieving and vulnerable, would you expect more patience from your family? Or would you still respect the boundaries of someone else's home? Drop your thoughts, because this is where opinions start to split.
Unfortunately passed away. He lost a long battle with cancer.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And I feel very devastated, lonely, and my whole world turned completely upside down. And I remember that Derek had his home. He had an extra room that he normally used for a business.
So an office that could also double as a guest room.
Yes, but they did that. They turned it into a suite when I moved in.
Oh, okay, so like a mother-in-law suite.
Yes, like a mother-in-law
Okay.
suite. They turned it, and so I packed all my stuff, and from San Diego, I moved to downtown LA.
All right, so you agreed to have your mother-in-law come stay, and your husband was like, I think we should have mom come and stay, or she asked, could she stay, and you agreed?
Reluctantly, yes. But,
Okay.
Considering our relationship, I was very kind of like touchy on that. However, it is my spouse, so executive decision, yeah.
Understood. And you had a mother-in-law suite that you kind of designed in your home for her to stay in?
It was my office space.
Oh, it was your
initially.
office space?
Yeah, it was
and
my
you
office space.
converted it into a mother-in-law suite for her?
Correct.
Okay, so you're attached to the house, and it had a little kitchenette.
No, just a bedroom and a bathroom.
And a bathroom.
And bathroom, nothing else.
Okay, because the mother-in-law suites I see, you know how they have the little cute kitchenette. I always think that's so convenient.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm planning for the future. No, I'm just teasing. So tell me where this went wrong and you're suing your daughter-in-law. I mean, this is family standing across the aisle and your son is not here.
No, he's not.
So we can tell he don't want to be in the middle of it.
Well, my son-in-law, his mother. So that's gonna say. When I moved to the house, and one of the things that made very clear was that I will go pay some money to help with the with the budget. You know, economy in this day, I'm not good. So, and plus, I don't want to feel like I was just adding an extra baggage, an extra charge to them. So
This is one of the most important legal moments in the case. She admits she paid rent, sometimes $700, sometimes less, but consistently. And here's the key takeaway: consistency matters more than perfection. Even irregular payments can establish tenancy if there's a pattern. That means legally, she may not just be a guest anymore. But here's the catch: there's no formal agreement. No lease, no terms, no notice requirements defined. That creates a dangerous gray zone where both sides think they're right. So now ask yourself, if you accept rent from a family member, are you treating them like a tenant, or still like a guest? Because legally, you can't have it both ways.
My condition was that I will be paying rent to them for the room.
Okay, and
So,
how much was the rent?
I was paying around $700, and
Not consistent.
was $700 in the beginning, and then was signed. There never was an agreement, and the price $500, $400 sometimes, but most of the time was $700.
So it wasn't a consistent amount,
Yes, it
but
wasn't.
there was something paid every month.
Every month.
Coming up,
Was it an amicable stay?
Well, the first couple weeks, it was fine. However, she's always controlling everything.
and later,
What happened? What led to a punch? Mr. Roberts, jump in here.
He had made a $100 bet with another coworker of ours to see if I had hooked up with another personal trainer at the gym.
if you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Hillary Henderson, who blames her daughter-in-law, Amber Henderson, for an unlawful eviction.
So you started paying. How long were you there?
I was there for 6 months.
6 months. And during that 6 months, you paid how much money total?
$700 for 3, that's 21, $500, 26, another.
Do you have a record of that?
Yes,
and
I do.
evidence that you have?
I do.
Let me
It's
see
over
it,
there.
please.
Remember.
Thank you, Sean. And so how was the temperature? What was the vibe like in the house while you were living there? Did you get along well? Did you have some good family time? Was it an amicable stay?
Well, the first couple weeks, it was fine. However, she's always controlling everything, and she cannot be pleased. If we were to tell her no, she would just catch some tantrum. Anything, I'm not saying that she's not generous, however, she is generous.
Let me just cut to the chase. You're saying she evicted you.
Yes.
Now,
she did.
this is your son's house and Miss Henderson's house. So
Correct.
how did she evict you?
I decide.
Here it is, the moment everything shifts. She installs something in the room without permission. Now, from her perspective, she's paying rent, so it's her space. But from the homeowner's perspective, it's still their property. And legally, both arguments have some weight. But here's the deeper issue: it's not about the wall. It's about authority. Who gets to decide what happens in that space? And this is where I want to ask you, if you're renting a room inside someone's house, do you treat it like your own apartment? Or do you still ask permission? Because that answer changes everything.
To install a mountain wall for hanging some pictures, and I paint one on the wall. And when she found out about it, she go nuts and crazy on me.
Because she did not
didn't like
consult
it.
me or my spouse prior to doing so.
Well, since I was paying for the room, I told the room was considered my space, and I didn't feel like really I need
In
to
our house.
So it was something that I felt.
Well, let me say this. If you are staying somewhere even month to month and paying rent each month, a tenancy is is established. Let's make that clear.
Yeah. After that, we have another encounter. I order buffet table for the kitchen. So as a, as an appreciation, because I thought the one that they have was a little, and she completely
Again, example of controlling.
And she completely go.
I didn't need it. You
All
said
right.
that it was
From
coming.
them-
It was already delivered and assembled.
So let's cut to the chase. I'm looking at these receipts here. At some point, you had to go stay at the Village Inn because I have a receipt for $1,750.
Yes, when she told me they had to, that she
When
wanted
did you
me to
tell
move
her
out.
she had to leave?
We did not tell her precisely when
She
to
told
leave.
me, she
I
go
said
to my
had
room
to.
after
Yes,
the
and
issue.
I was
She go to
livid.
my room, Your Honors.
Yes.
She go to my room, and I was thinking that she's coming to apologize to me
No.
for what happened. And she just told me that I had to leave. When I asked him what Derek think about that,
We did
she
not
told
tell
me
her
to
when.
ask him. And when I asked my son if he want me to leave, he didn't say anything. He only said, "I'm sorry." And that point, I feel that so I wasn't welcome anymore in the house. And
This is powerful. The judge isn't just analyzing law, she's calling out the emotional breakdown. She points directly to the real issue: lack of communication and the son's failure to mediate. And that's huge. Because in family disputes, the missing person often plays the biggest role. The son's silence allowed the conflict to escalate. And now everyone is in court instead of resolving it at home. This is a reminder: sometimes the biggest mistake isn't what you do, but what you avoid doing.
I had
You know
to leave.
what? I'm done listening to this.
I had to leave.
Because I'm mad now because Derek got me up here hearing the nonsense that he needed to mediate.
He does not have the courage to do so.
Oh, and that's why we're here. Because when you don't have the
Correct.
courage, you end up in court.
Correct.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not awarding nobody nothing. Because this $2,100 is not going to solve anything. You didn't have to leave that house that day. You're not going to convince me your son. If your son doesn't have enough courage to mediate between the two of you, I know he didn't go somewhere and tell his wife to kick his mama out that night. That's just a lie.
I took the liberty of doing it because I consulted with him first. We got in an argument. He wouldn't do it.
And when I asked him, he
Right.
didn't say nothing.
But what exactly? He didn't say, "Yeah, Mom, get ready to go tonight." Now you got mad and ran off to a hotel. You incurred those expenses on your own.
Thank you.
Because of your inability to have difficult conversations.
Thank you.
While I do believe at that point paying rent each month, technically a tenancy was established, I don't think they gave you notice that you had to get out. What they were saying to you is, maybe this isn't working and we should begin to think about where you will move after this. And you got angry because your feelings got hurt. You were in your feelings and you ran out because you felt rejected by your son, and because that's your number one person in the world. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm glad you came today for this reason, Miss Henderson, because I am a boy mom and my son is my only child. And I constantly say to myself, while I'm very close to my son, I don't want to be in a position ever where I'm smothering him. And that's what you're doing. And your son loves you so much, he can't stand up to you. And at some point, that could later affect his marriage. And you don't want that.
No, Your Honor.
So I do think it's important that you find somewhere else to live. I don't think your son and your daughter-in-law owe you $2,100. Have you moved out already?
Yes, I do. I'm living with my sister.
And you live with your sister now. And I hope that you will set better boundaries and communication as you live with your sister. And I hope that you will grow the relationship with your daughter-in-law, because she will be the mother or is the mother. Do you have grandkids already?
No.
Not one
No, they don't
single
have
child.
One day you may have them, and that's their mother. So let's try to work through this as a family, and let's stop turning everything into a fight. Judgment for the defendant. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's case is dismissed.
Well, I think that we had to definitely work as a family, or communication much better than that, because everything I was trying to do was just spend time with my son. Yeah, I love
hold
so
no
much.
reservations. We could have settled this besides in court. I hold no reservations.
Coming up,
I mean, this is an easy thing to see what the dynamic was. After you got hit, what is this $3,150? One punch cost that much?
I mean, Your Honor, my whole nose was broken.
Your nose was broken?
Yes, Your Honor.
And just when you think things can't get more intense, we switch gears completely. From family conflict to physical violence. Now we're dealing with a punch, a broken nose, and a $3,150 claim. And this time, it's not about boundaries, it's about control in a completely different form. But here's the interesting part. Just like the first case, this one also starts with something small. A joke. A bet. A moment of embarrassment. And once again, something minor spirals into something serious. So stay locked in, because this case is about to show how quickly pride can turn into consequences.
Aaron Joseph claims the defendant punched him in the face at a holiday party and refused to pay for his broken nose. Jared Roberts says Mr. Joseph humiliated him in front of their co-workers and he got what he deserved.
This is the case of Joseph versus Roberts. Mr. Joseph, you are suing Mr. Roberts for $3,150 for personal injury
That is
damages. You say that the defendant punched you at a holiday party. Defendant, you say that the plaintiff was asking for it and was provoking you.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, well, what kind of holiday party was this? We know how it ended. How did it start?
Well, Your Honor, the Christmas party was a co-worker event. We both work out at a gym. A conversation was brought up where the defendant felt, I guess, wronged in some way, and seemingly just retaliated and hit me in the face unprovokingly.
Wow. What happened? What led to a punch? Mr. Roberts, jump in here because y'all done went from 0 to 1,000 in 2 seconds.
He had made a $100 bet with another coworker of ours to see if I had hooked up with another personal trainer at the gym.
All right, so they were talking about you behind your back.
Right in front of me, Your Honor.
Oh, in front of you.
He decided to have his friend Bobby ask Katie if we were hooking up, and after Katie told him that we were just friends, which we are, he decided to say loudly and proudly, pay up to his friend Bobby.
But you bet that they weren't hooking up.
Yeah, so I mean, technically, I was right.
Coming up.
So you get so mad when he says you won't do it that you do it.
Yeah, well, he lunged at me.
You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake. We're back with the case of Aaron Joseph, who is suing Jared Roberts for medical expenses.
He was saying that you didn't do it. So why'd you get so mad at him?
That's where the background of our relationship comes into play. The fact is that the plaintiff has been teasing me and been...
Your Honor, I would say it's like playground teasing.
He doesn't like to get teased. Why were you going so hard at him when you know that's not his personality?
Your Honor, I personally wasn't making that big deal about it. Bobby was really pressing the issue on whether or not they slept together because he really wanted to know for the sake of the bet. I, in turn, was just excited that I won, to be honest with you. A win's a win.
So once you won the bet, what was the next line that led to the punch?
He said, I should punch you right now, essentially.
Okay.
And I called him out on it. I made him stand on it. I said, you won't do it.
You didn't think with his personality that he would hit you?
No.
And you were drunk. I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know what it is. Nothing good comes from an office party. I don't know how many cases have we heard over the years, honey. Y'all act a fool at these office parties, okay?
I felt so disrespected, and I'm not a violent man. I'm reserved, and I'm an introvert.
You felt punked in front of everybody.
This is a textbook example of escalation. Words turn into embarrassment turns into anger, and anger turns into violence. Now legally, the key question is simple. Was the punch justified? And based on what we're hearing, no physical contact, no immediate threat, it's very hard to argue self-defense. Feeling disrespected is not a legal justification for violence. And this is something a lot of people misunderstand. The law doesn't protect your ego. It protects your safety. So even if he felt humiliated, once he threw that punch, the legal balance shifted instantly.
Exactly.
Like, we ain't got to sit up here all night. I mean, this is an easy thing to see what the dynamic was. After you got hit, what is this $3,150? One punch cost that much?
I mean, Your Honor, my whole nose was broken.
Your nose was broken?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Lake's verdict when We the People returns. You're watching Emmy-nominated We the People with Judge Lauren Lake.
You get so mad when he says you won't do it that you do it.
Yeah, well, right before I did it, Your Honor, he walked straight towards me quickly. It was a lunge. I'm using his words. He walked towards me. He lunged, and I punched him.
But did he hit you at all?
No.
Did he touch you?
No, he didn't.
Did you believe that in that moment you were in the threat of real harm? Now I'm looking at Mr. Joseph, and I ain't gonna say.
I'm all about 110 pounds wet, Your Honor.
I mean, you are. You got a lot of mouth. I will say, Mr. Joseph, you gotta learn when to shut up.
You're right, Your Honor.
I do think you owe him for his medical expenses. You did punch him, break his nose, which this court feels was not warranted under these circumstances. Judgment for the plaintiff for $3,150. Court is adjourned.
All rise.
Judge Lake has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $3,150.
Two cases. Two completely different situations. But one powerful common thread: lack of control. In the first case, emotional control was missing. Boundaries weren't respected, communication broke down, and family dynamics turned into a legal battle. In the second case, physical control was lost. One moment of anger led to real consequences, and a financial penalty. And that's the real takeaway here. Whether it's words or actions, how you handle conflict determines the outcome. Not just emotionally, but legally. Now I want to hear from you. Who do you think was really in the wrong in these cases? Did the judge get it right both times? Or would you have ruled differently? If you found this breakdown insightful, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom analysis just like this.